Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining me in another edition of your favorite show, the one, the only Reds View. Of course, I am your gracious host, Jay Red. Do me a favor before I begin this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It is youtube.com/ at RedsView. All right, youtube.com/ at RedsView. Make sure that you hit the like button, the dislike button. It is all good as long as we get some traction in this thing. Thank you for joining me each and every week on Red's View. All right, so we have to address some controversy, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta address some controversy. I need y'all to share this for me. I need you to hit the like button. Even if you disagree, you can hit the dislike button. I don't even care. I have a question to ask. I have a question to ask. Did Shaboozey just ruin his own career? Did Shaboozey, country singer, just sabotage his own career for his Grammy Award speech comments? For his Grammy Award speech, let me just say that. Did Shaboozey ruin and sabotage his own career for his Grammy Award speech? Shaboozey. Nah, man. Why, Shaboozey? Why did you have to do this, man? No, Shaboozey, no. So, in case you've been hiding under a rock, Shaboozey went on stage at the Grammys and he went on ahead to say that immigrants built this country. I would play the award speech, but I don't want to get a copyright strike. I don't know if it's Viacom or whoever, so I'm not going to play it. But go ahead and Google it. But Shaboozey went on stage and said that immigrants built this country. I don't know why you did that, Shaboozey. Oh, that's a red flag, man. So what happened after he did that? Boy, social media went into an uproar. Black Twitter went crazy. Just the whole FBA community, Foundation of Black Americans, it caused uproar. So everybody was chiming in on it. It even got to the desk of Bernice King. That's Dr. Martin Luther King's daughter. She even had to step out and say something about it, because it's disrespectful to the foundational Black Americans who were enslaved, that literally built every inch of this country. It's just a slap in the face to us and our ancestors, right? Now, keep in mind, Shaboozey is Nigerian. His parents are immigrants, and Shaboozey is Nigerian. So anyway, so the heat got on him. The backlash came like a train, you know what I'm saying? So what happened is he actually responded to it, I believe, yesterday. So let's look at what he said. When he responded to it, before I share this, when Shaboozey responded to this, he made it even worse. Made it even worse. I don't know who his PR team is. I don't know who his management team is. What label is this dude on? Because y'all are dropping the ball, dude. Let's go and look at what he said, okay? So, after the pressure got to him, he says, to be clear, I know and believe that we, Black people, have also built this country. My words were not meant to erase, diminish, or overlook that truth, and I sincerely apologize for how they came across. That history, sacrifice, and resilience are undeniable, and I should have been more intentional in honoring that in my moment on stage, okay? So he said, so Shaboozey also know that he is the first Black winner in the best country duo group category, which is not just my achievement. It is a continuation of Black history. It stands on the shoulders of those who fought, created, and paved the way long before me. This moment belongs to us. Okay. Shaboozey then noted how his career has been rooted in lifting up people up, honoring where we came from, and expanding what's possible. I am proud to be a part of this legacy, and I intend to continue doing that for the work for the rest of my life. Okay, here's the problem, Shaboozey. You're talking about we, okay? Sir, your lineage comes from Nigeria, okay? If you're not aware, there's a delineation movement going on between foundational Black Americans and other Black people across the world. Now, delineation, the reason that we're doing this is because when other melanated people come to America, get into the culture that we built, the country that we built, they win awards and go on stage and they're real quick to shout out where they're from, and they'll do things like this, be disrespectful and say immigrants. As a melanated person, you went on there in our country and said that immigrants built this country, then you double back and say, well, black people altogether did. Sir, it was foundational black Americans who were enslaved that built this country. Okay? Foundational black Americans. And what that means is you have lineage that traces back to slavery here in America. Your ancestors have been here since the beginning. All of us didn't come on no boats and stuff like that. A lot of us were already here. You know what I'm saying? Your lineage is America. Now, everybody has lineage that goes to Africa at some point, DNA that goes to Africa. I'm talking about white, black, Hispanic, Asian. The whole world comes from Africa. All race groups, all ethnic groups. You start there, right? But Jamaicans are black people that are Jamaican. Dominicans are have African descent and they're Dominicans. Puerto Ricans, you have white Puerto Ricans, black Puerto Ricans. My whole point is you have people that are in different ethnic groups. We just so happen to be black Americans. And what we don't like is when other melanated people start disrespecting us. When you go on stage, Shaboozey, why you couldn't just say, man, shout out to God, shout out to, you could shout out your home country if you want to, but why couldn't you just get on there? Why couldn't you get on there and just say, man, thank God, thank you, everybody, thank my record label, thank you, all the artists that I work with, whatever. You had to bring that up, and that's not going to end well. That's not going to end well. The reason I'm saying I think that he probably ruined his career is because this is a delineation movement going on. Okay. The grassroots, forget the media. Everything starts with the grassroots. Everything starts with the grassroots. That's been since the beginning. We have a powerful voice. So once you get backlash, it could sabotage the rest of your career. It literally can. When you have that backlash, it could literally sabotage the rest of your career. Look at Tyler. When Tyler went on to the Breakfast Club, they asked her a simple question. They asked her simply, like, can you speak on the colorism thing that's going on in Africa that you were talking about? And she didn't want to address it. What happened? Now, her first week sales are horrible. She hadn't had a hit since then. Her sales dropped and declined. It's like once you get, foundational black Americans upset with you, that's a risk that you take. So I think that now Shaboozey is going to have this negative stigma that's attached to him for the rest of his career that could affect him. And see, the thing that we don't like a lot, this is the thing. I wish Shaboozey wouldn't have done this. I know ICE is going on right now. ICE has been doing some horrible things, especially with killing some of us as well, Americans, but I know there's this ICE stuff going on. I know that immigration things is going on with ICE and immigration and all that other stuff, but you can't just start saying stuff that's just not true. Okay. I know we all have empathy and sympathy for immigrants right now going through this ICE situation, but that doesn't mean that you can just get on stage and just say stuff that's just not true. You could have just said, hey, I'm against ICE and the treating of immigrants. My family is full of immigrants. We come from Nigeria. I feel like that's me out there getting locked up, whatever the case may be. You could have addressed that ICE situation, but you chose to disrespect foundational black Americans by pretty much slapping us in the face and saying that immigrants built this country. That's just simply not true. That is not true. Furthermore, Shaboozey, you're Nigerian, no problem with that. But country music was created by foundational black Americans. So you come into our culture and you use, you get famous from doing country music, something that black people created. And on top of that, you use another foundational black Americans music, Jaquan. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. That is a St. Louis native. That's another foundational black American. So you come into our culture double time, win a Grammy award off of that, then you go on stage and disrespect our lineage. Come on, man. I don't know who, like I said, I don't know who his PR team is. I know that there probably was an agenda to go ahead and push, but that was the wrong one to do. I want to know what his team thought that was going to do. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about the people who consume your music and where you are now in America. That's what baffles me a lot about a lot of these foreigners that come here. You know what I'm saying? Like the audacity of some of these people, man. My ancestors, foundational Black Americans, built this country. And I don't care if you're white, Hispanic, Black, whoever, you can't come here and disrespect my lineage like that. You can't do that, man. So yeah, like you use our culture to get that Grammy award, and then you're gonna go up there and say something ridiculous as if immigrants built this country. That's just not true. I know you have sympathy and empathy for what's going on with ICE. That may be a terrible situation, but you can't just sit up there and just lie like that. And then you double down and talk about we, like Nigerians. There were Black people over here, but you're just trying to group us all together. See, a lot of people, this is what really happens. We get grouped together when it's beneficial. Black Americans get grouped together when it's beneficial. What I mean by that is, when people win these awards and everything like that, shout out to Jamaica. You'll be quick to shout out Nigeria, shout out Ethiopia, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you'll blend in with us. But when something negative happens, then it's time for everybody to come together. Then it's time for all of us to come together. When the negative stuff happens, you want Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, to get on your team. But when you win these awards, you'll be quick to differentiate yourself from everybody and be like, oh, okay, well, shout out to my homeland, shout out to Nigeria, shout out to Jamaica. And I have no issue with you shouting out your homeland or whatever you want to do. But what you're not going to do is be disrespectful. So this is going to follow Shaboozey for the rest of his career. I don't know if he's aware of that, but you're going to have this negativity attached to you, because who are you trying to direct that to? You were trying to speak to what, the immigration, like immigrants? You got to think about your audience and everything like that. So now you're about to see this follow Shaboozey for the rest of his career. I don't think that Shaboozey's career is going to be the same based off of this, because history shows you, man, if you're racist, like you do anything racist towards Black people, if you disrespect the I'm talking about the foundation of this country. When you disrespect the foundation of this country, specifically Black Americans, nothing good comes from that. Nothing good comes from that. Like, real talk. And if you're supposed to be one of us, Shaboozey, Black people, just melanated people in general, how could you fix your mouth to say that? But I think that I don't even know if Shaboozey meant to, even like, if that was really him doing that. I don't know if Shaboozey really wanted to do that, or that was just his label that made him do that, because agendas get pushed and all this other stuff. Because it was some of that those shenanigans going on the whole night. But nah, this ain't gonna end well. I'm telling y'all right now, his music ain't finna hit the same. You ain't gonna see a chart the same and all this other stuff. I think so. I think so. Let me know if I'm wrong. Do you think that this won't affect him? Do you think this, he addressed the backlash? He didn't apologize for real. This was more like kind of doubling down on what he said, in a sense. So I'm not sure how this is going to end up for him. Well, I am sure. I think that this ruined his career. I think it sabotaged him. And I think this is just going to follow him for the rest of his career. But y'all let me know in the comments what you think about that. I just think that it was a bad move. And it wasn't worth risking that. Why are y'all messing up the money? Had he went up there and just shouted out immigration, or shout out to the immigrants, showed love and sympathy to the immigrants and stuff like that, and accepted his Grammy speech, and accepted his Grammy award and just got off stage, there wouldn't have been an uproar. Wouldn't have been none of that. But the fact that he went up there and disrespected us, oh yeah, it's up. It is up. So I hope y'all knew what y'all were doing. And I'm mad that y'all ruining y'all money, because that negativity is going to follow Shaboozey. That's going to follow him. But anyway, let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. Do you think I'm tripping? Do you agree with me? Whatnot? Let me know. Make sure that you follow me on all social media platforms at JAYR3D. On TikTok, it's at the real JAYR3D. And I will see y'all on the next edition of ResView. Peace.